Heartbeats by Jose Gonzalez. This song goes out to Chris. Chris, thank you. You're great. She's one of my patrons, and it monthly gives a very generous amount, and it is so heartwarming. And she's also a student of mine, and she recommended this song to learn. And it's a great song. So this goes out to Alaska. Thank you so much. I'm going to miss doing lessons with you, but we'll do it again soon in the future at some point. And if not, just call me or text me a good dad joke. Anyways, Heartbeats. This is not a Travis Picking song. The thumb's kind of doing its own thing. And if you don't know the song, listen to it, watch the video. This is the only time I'm going to recommend that someone watch a commercial. Because a music video is a commercial. Just pause the last 2 seconds so you don't even have to see what the commercial's for. But they had dumpsters, and they like dumped Super Balls full of dumpsters full of Super Balls, not Super Balls full of dumpsters. And they dropped them down the hills of San Francisco. And I went to college in San Francisco, and it's nostalgic, but it's cool. My kids love this music video. It's great. The song is really, it's mesmerizing. The finger picking is really beautiful. Again, not typical Travis, and we'll break all this down. The song's a little bit emo. You might not like it if you're into the country and folk thing, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's still cool, and I promise, like, even if the guy's voice bugs you, again, you have to admit the picking. He's got some kind of Jose. He's got some. He's putting you in a trance with his moing ding 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 ding. So listen to the song if you don't know it, and let's learn it. You're gonna learn a lot from it. If you're a beginner, don't start with this video. Go to my Travis Picking playlist. Do the first 3. At some point, I promise I will organize them. And more than just 3. I'll try to put them all in order of difficulty at some point. But this is not a beginner one. It's kind of intermediate, but go for it. It's going to open up kind of a whole new possibility of right-hand picking if you're only used to the Travis thing. Done rambling, let's do it. Mike's music method. Look at my hairdo today. I got out of the shower and it looks like I put stuff in it, but it's just wet. It's just damp. But next time maybe I'll do something fancy for all the ladies. All the ladies, I'm married. I've got 3 kids. I'm a married man. I'm not interested in you. I know that this hairstyle is like driving you freaking bananas, but I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not even winking. I'm not interested, okay? I know. I understand the irresistibility. All right, I'm not funny. All right, let's do the song. So we've got drop D, capo's on the 1st fret, and let's do this real slow. So I'll play this first measure here. A lot going on. Right off the bat, we just have a thumb on 6, and then the 4th string with our index finger. And now a common theme throughout this entire piece is this hammer-on. And unfortunately, we've got to do it ring finger to pinky. That's what he's doing, because the shape is this. We're gonna immediately, well, not immediately, but later on in this measure, we're hitting the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So you gotta have that index finger down, 2nd fret on the 3rd string. My ring finger's on 4th fret of the 5th string. And we're gonna have to hammer that while still keeping this finger down. So that's already, kind of tricky, technically, right? We really want our fingertips bent quite a bit, right? You don't want to be bending your wrist all crazy, but your fingers want to be really curled while you have a relatively straight wrist. So we have 6, and then 4. And again, right, that 4 has to be really clean. So your ring finger, you might get this sound, right? So fingertips only, really curved, bent fingers. And we have 6, 4, thumb, index, and I'm hammering with my thumb on that 5th string, 4 to 5. And they're all 8th notes, right? 1 and 2 and is that hammer. And then I hit the thumb again on the 5th string. 6, 4, 5th, 5th, 4, 5th. 6, 4, hammer on the 5th. 5th again with my thumb. And then the 4th string open with my index, back to the thumb, back to the, thumb on the 5th string, and then we hit the 3rd string, which sounds that 2nd fret. So the strings, 6, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5, 3. And so when I'm hitting the 3rd string, I'm using my middle finger, and then these are all on the 4th string's all index. It feels feels really weird, right? Because our thumb is doing 6, hammer on the 5th, 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 6th, 5th, 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 right? So we don't have this even back and forth with the thumb, nor do we have a drone on one string, which is common. So it's this in-between idea that isn't symmetrical. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. 6, 4, hammer 5, 5, 4, 5, 3. Here is the second measure, and you kind of need them both together to hear the phrasing. It's hard to kind of do one alone and catch like the pulse or the groove. So at measure 2, we don't hit the low one. We just start with the hammer on from 4 to 5 again. And then we hit that same string again. So you'll notice it begins like it does. The beginning of this measure is like the second downbeat of the first measure. Right, we've got the hammer on, hit that string again. Index is on the 4th string, 5th string again. So we have bone, 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 5th with a hammer, 5th, 4, 5th. Then we hit the 3rd string. I'm using my middle finger. So that again is. And then we have 5th string, but it's open, and then on the 4th string. They're both open. So you can kind of lift your hand up there. Or sorry. I lied. You don't want to lift that one up. That's what I was checking. You want to keep that one down. Good news is measure 3 and 4 repeat. But let's spend a lot of time putting those two together because we really want to catch the rhythmic feel and the groove. So you'll notice that this upbeat is light. Like sometimes you hardly even hear him playing it. It's hard to put into words what beats are being emphasized. For me, what I do instead of like counting or thinking about notes, I just listen to the song a lot of times until and it just kind of like gets, stuck in my head as opposed to me trying to think about numbers and beats. So I'm going to play it really slow from the top. 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 because it repeats. Boom, boom, boom. I'm singing the notes that your hand should be emphasizing. Because if you play them all straight, you don't have quite the cool pulse that he's providing on the record. And again, I don't want to geek out and give you too many words for that, but go slow, listen to the recording a lot. If you love this song, and that's maybe why you found the video, then you're not going to have to do that. You'll kind of feel your way through it. And it might take a while. Don't get discouraged, right? So before you get that cool like rhythmic pulse that he's getting, you're just going to have to practice that 100 times, right? It's a weird little pattern, and if it's outside your skill level, just like make sure you have the pattern. And don't worry, be like, it doesn't sound like it, I can't get it right, because that's too many steps, right? The first step is to learn it and play it smooth, and then you can add the subtleties of the dynamic and the rhythmic feel. And day by day, I promise you'll get it. Here is measure 5. We changed the chord, and it looks like I'm in a B chord, a 2nd fret, and it's kind of like a power chord on B. So you got 2 on the 5th string, 4 on the 4th, and then 4 on the 3rd. And that's all you need. But again, you don't want to squash your hand because eventually maybe not. No, I think you do just need those 3 actually. So here's what it sounds like. So we'll do measure 5 first. We got thumb, thumb, and that and is on the 4th string. So it's 5, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. So this is the only one time you don't have an and at the beginning. It's just 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So thumb, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. Fairly easy measure, you know, different than the other ones. But easier pattern because your thumb's just, right, it doesn't have to do any hard work there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. Measure 6, we're on that same chord, but we've got hammer on at the beginning, open to 2 on the 5th string. Then you hit the 5th string again. Then an and with your index on the 4th string. Then we lift the finger, right, like we did before to get the hammer on, and it's the thumb again is open, and then the and is still on the 4th string. So we have hammer to 2, thumb again, 4th string, open, 4th string. And then the last note I use my middle finger to do the 4th fret of the 6th string, and then 4th string, 6, 4. So you have that moving bass line is hammer on. I'll just do all the thumbs here, so it's hammer on, again, open, and then 4th string on the, 4th fret on the 6th string. So hammer on to 2, 2, open, switch strings to the 4th fret. That's just a thumb, and we have hammer, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and all those ands are the index finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. Hammer, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and hammer, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and with the string numbers, we got hammer on the 5th, 5th again, 4th with the index, 5th open, 4th index, and then 6th string, 4th fret, index on the 4th. You're doing it. We're almost done with the verse, 2 more little measures, and that's like 80% of the song right there. Well, before we move on, let's do 5 and 6 together really slow. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then up to speed, 2, 3, 4. Measure 7. So we're coming out of this weird B chord, right, with that weird shape where our middle finger goes to the 4th fret. Then we're going to slide that up to 5, and my ring goes under it. So I have 5 and 5, but I just wanted to show you what fingers to use. I suppose you could use your pinky and ring. At first I was doing that, but I think it's going to be an easier transition from that previous chord to just kind of pivot up like that. So I got 5 with my middle and 5 with my ring. So that's measure 7 there. I've got thumb on the 6th, then thumb on the 5th right afterwards on B2. Thumb, thumb, and is on the 4th, thumb again, and is open on the 3rd, thumb again, and is open on the 4th. So the strings are 6, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. Fairly easy pattern, right? 6, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. And that's thumb, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. And then measure 8 is very similar. I'm hammering on 4 to 5. So my index finger is on 4. It's prepped, right? It's there. And I lift my ring finger, and I'm playing the 4th fret of that 4th string. And I'm hammering down with my ring finger onto 5, where we just were. So we've got the hammer on, thumb, and. So very similar, right? Hammer on the 5th string, 5th again, index is on the 4th string, back to the thumb on the 5th. Then I've got the middle finger on the 3rd string, and then it's 5, 4, but they're both open. So that whole measure, and I do lift them all up there for the transition. So 7 and 8 together, 3, 4. Here we have the hammer. That again, 3, 4, with the string numbers, 3, 4, 6, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. You can do it. Don't get discouraged. Go slow. If I'm going too fast, pause, go backwards. If you're annoyed I'm going too slow, just jump ahead. That's what YouTube's for. Little buttons on your keyboard. You can move through time. People said time travel was impossible. You're doing it right now. Alrighty then, we are going to play through those first 8 bars. I'll sing it too, so you kind of can pick up on the phrasing. When he plays the song, he does the intro all the way through. First 8, and then he does the first 8 again with that first stanza, first 8 again with the second. Then the chorus actually is the verse as well with a different ending. But we'll get to all that. So I'm going to play it real slow and we're going to sing it. 2, 3, 4. One night to be confused. One night to speed up truth. We had a promise made. 4 hands and then away. Really, it's going to be very hard to play it up to speed. But when you do it slow, you realize it's, at least in my opinion, it's not super hard. The picking pattern is hard, but once you get good at it, I'm going to do that again. I'll kind of break it up a little bit for you singers. Right? Always go slow and like catalog where the vocals are coming in. 1 night, 2. So mainly it's with the downbeats. 1 night, 2. Right, it's on the thumb. Be confused. 1 night to be confused. They're all pretty much down. And then the next one. 1 night to speed up truth. Same thing, all downs. We had a promise. I messed that up. We had a promise made. All downs there too, right? Not too tricky once you get the picking down. 4 hands and then away. Doable. Alright, so the second stanza of the verse is the one that's different. And it's when we get to that 5 and 5 part up here. When he's singing, mind is a razor blade. Normally we just have measures 7 and 8. But this stanza, he extends it. So if you look on the tab, we're going to measure 9 here. It's very similar. We have the first pattern is the same, right? Measure 9 is exactly the same as measure 7. Right, so it's 5 and 5, and it's just 6, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. Then this part is the same, almost. We hammer 4 to 5. It ends the same way, right? We don't lift up there like we normally do. So it's hammer, 5th again, 4, 5th, 3rd, 5th, 4. And here we do the regular ending. Hammer, thumb, and then open, open. So he's just not going to the open, open the first time, he's extending it. Then he does the open, open. So he just adds an extra little measure there. Hard to explain, but if you're looking at the tab, which are all free to download at mikesmusicmethod.com, then they should make sense. So it's where he goes, mind is a razor blade. And then he goes into the chorus. You're doing it, you're getting it. Here we're at the chorus, and it's just measures 1 through 8 again. Right, he's just singing, same thing as a verse, same playing as a verse. And then right after the chorus, he runs through measures 1 to 4 again. And that's his little transition before he starts with the next 2 verses. And that's it. If anyone's paying attention to these lyrics, they're devastating. The chorus, I guess I was once an atheist, and so I'm reading these words, which are, you can't see me, but to call for hands of above to lean on wouldn't be good enough for me, no. So I get the sentiment. Of course, I don't know exactly what he means by it, but one can only imagine that the divine, the hands of the Lord, he feels like they aren't enough. It's a really depressing lyric. And not during the day, but I was like, when I was learning the song, it was pretty late in the night. and I was trying to learn it, and I kept listening to the chorus over and over again, and maybe I cried. Maybe. Jose, maybe Jose made me cry. Maybe. I'm not going to say yes, I'm not going to say no. But it's a devastating lyric. What modern man has come to not accept their creator and maker it's devastating. That's all I can say. But anyways, this is a music lesson after all. If anyone wants a Mike's theological discussion, comment below, and I can do one of those. But we're going to keep learning this song. I'll stop now. Next verse is One Night of Magic Rush, and that's all the same exact thing, measures 1 through 8. And then 10 Days of Perfect Tunes is all measure 1 to 8 again. But he extends that ending, so again, I take that back. 10 Days of Perfect Tunes, he starts going through measures of 1 to 8. But again, instead of doing 7 and 8, he replaces that, but not with bar 9. Here, if you go to the tab, we're going to go to bar 14, and we have this part here. Again, it's going to look really similar. It's just slightly extended. That's the same. Here we have the hammer-on part. But he doesn't lift. And then we just do the first one again. So 16 is the same as 14. Right, just straight up 5s. And then the hammer-on part again. But the last note is lifted there. So that comes out of this part. We had a promise made. Then here it is. We were in love. That should have been open. And then he goes to the chorus again. The chorus is just 1 to 8 and 1 to 8 again. And then he goes directly, rather abruptly, into the bridge. So if you got your tab, jump down to 17/8, measure 19. And there's 2 different ways to play it. It's hard to know what he's doing every single time, but I'm way up on the 7th fret. Remember, with capo syndrome, it can be confusing because the 7's usually the dot. It will still confuse me after, decades of playing, so don't worry if you keep doing that too. But this is a pattern. We're just like we did 5 and 5 over here. I guess it doesn't matter what fingers. Maybe to keep it consistent, keep it the ring in middle. And we're at 7 and 7. And that's the pattern which we've seen before. So it's 6 string, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4, thumb, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. That's the whole thing. He does that 4 times. And then he moves it down to the 5th fret and does the exact same thing. Thumb, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and he does that 4 times. Now, the only thing you can add in there is sometimes he's doing, instead of thumb, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and, he's doing a quick and at the beginning as well. Right, so it's 6, 4. I'm sometimes hearing that. So again, it's 6, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. So you've got that third and beat, bing, being the higher one. Then he moves it down to 5. Recording, it's hard to tell because he's changing the dynamic up so much that, like, I don't know if he's always hitting that 4th string, if he just puts it lower, in the mix where you can't really hear it with the loud vocal. Either way, whatever pattern works for you. And then let's talk about that with the vocal so you're not too lost. Let's sing the bridge here, and then we'll get to the end of the bridge. But let me just put it with the lyrics here. I don't know them very well. The guitar part was easy, so I didn't have to listen to it a million times, but I'll give you the phrasing at least, which is, and, so we're way up 7, 7, right? And you knew the hand of the, down to 5, devil. Kind of lingers here. And you heart beats in one night. Then he goes to the next chord here. So this is measure 35. It's back to that B chord. And let's talk about this whole thing. So we've got thumb, thumb, and thumb, and thumb, and it's, the strings are 5, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. And it's the same thing. 5, 5, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4. So let me show you my right hand better. And then the next one's different. It's just 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. It kind of like builds up the suspense. And in the end, it gives you some new notes there, which is 5, 3, but you lift your pinky because that third string is now open. You kind of have a dissonance there. 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 3 again, but the pinky goes down to the 4th fret. And then it's open on the 5th, open on the 4th. Right, he always interrupts it, the transition with those open opens. So, in one night. Here's all of just 4s. And then back to the final, what's after that? The chorus? Yeah, just straight into the chorus, which I think is exactly the same. And we're wrapping it all up. We just end on the 5th string, we don't add the 4 there, so it's just boom, 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 boom. He lets that linger for a second, and then he just plays a big D chord. He's not hitting the 1st string, so he's like playing a D, but really only going to the 2nd string. Maybe even only the 3rd. So yeah. You know what to do. I'm flubbing it. You get the idea. Yes, Mike's music method. I'm not flowing today, but I think it was good. I think this was a good lesson. I'm just going to grab my camera and shake it around. This is going to be a wonderful viewing experience for all you at home. Here at Mike's Music Method, we do high quality stuff. You know, this guy tries to be funny and he's not. I'm sorry. I'm kind of like, I'm bored in my room right now. I'm not bored, but I wish you were here with me and I could give you a high five and we could talk about life and this song and the lyrics and if they made you cry. I'm not saying they made me cry though. But this is a good lesson. This is a great song. You guys can do it. It is difficult, I won't lie, but you're gonna get it down. It's a great technique. It's a very unique sound. It's mesmerizing. I'll say it. Jose has mesmerized me with his booing dingy dingy ding during dingy 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 during. There's something very unnatural and goofy about it. And I only had like 1 cup of coffee today, I promise, and no speed. I'm just like a generally. I need to get out of this chair and out into the sunshine. See you guys later. Bye. Let's just do a few more slow run-throughs. I'm not going to do the entire song because there's always like different endings on those verses, but you know, just something so you guys can play along with and make sure you're on the right course here. So from the top, verse 2, 3, 4, and I always start with that first finger pinned down. So I'm ready for it. 2, 3, 4. Try and give you the pulse, like which notes are heavy, so you can practice that too. It repeats. Oops, sorry. Because there's a regular verse, second time with a vocal, and then the third time it's that extended ending that starts on measure 9. And then the chorus, again, is the same thing as 1 through 8, so I won't play it again. Let's just jump to the bridge. We'll do the verse one more time, which is like the chorus. You come from hands up above. Sorry, I can't, I'm confusing myself trying to sing it, but here's the chorus. Other times it's 1 and, right, an extra index on that 4th string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Just quiet in there. Down to 5 and 5. Down to the 2s and 4s. I messed that up, sorry, let me look at the tab. Weird part. And back to the verse. That's it, you get the idea. I feel like I've played all these parts enough during the song. And go get it, you're gonna do great. You're gonna do great. I know you can do it. Words of encouragement. Good luck.